So next we have Fiona Bennetts, who will be also talking about 14 and 16. Hello.
I go for the long microphone if we can get the chair. Morena koutou, ko Fiona Bennetts tōku ingoa. How are we doing today? I'll just start by tōkuing spoke to submission from Anne. I'm going to speak about the Norwest Arc predominantly. Please vote for option A, the existing approved design. Option A was the overwhelming favourite in the consultation and will serve residents all over the city, not just those who live outside it. Option A is the safest for all road users, keeping pedestrians, cyclists and motorists separated. Option A retains green space to absorb rainwater. Option A gives cyclists travelling along Aorangi Road priority over side streets, such as Truman Road and Brookside Terrace, instead of having to stop at every single side street. That's not a major cycleway, having to stop all the time. It's not ideal. Option A has had detailed design completed and paid for, so there are no additional costs, and it's ready to be built as soon as possible. It could have started in December, had we decided not to do this. Option A is least at risk to lose central government funding, such as the shovel-ready funding. We cannot afford to spend any more money on projects that have already been through thorough consultation and detailed design. Please don't risk losing any funding. Option A provides sufficient on-street parking. We are in a climate crisis and cannot continue to live in the same ways we have in the past. We must all reduce our transport emissions and pollution. Yes, not everyone can ride a bike or a trike, but not enough people are carpooling either. We've just heard about the fact that we all need to reduce emissions. Roads are for transport, not for private vehicle storage. Cycleways should not be repeatedly compromised to allow for more parking. The northwest corner of Otatahi, where I live, is significantly underserviced by cycling infrastructure, and that is inequitable. Even simple on-road cycle lanes approved for busy part of Waimairi Road in 2020 have not been implemented, despite resealing half of that section of road. Why is the Northwest so neglected when so many students bike to uni and so many more would bike to uni or school if they had separated cycling infrastructure? Instead, they have to risk their lives on the road. There are no cycle counters out my way, so there's no accurate idea of how many people are actually cycling in my part of the city. And why is it that cyclists like me have to repeatedly ask for better infrastructure and yet we get ignored, while certain elected members can door knock and garner support for a design that has not been selected by the hearings panel? As per the agenda, have you all put yourselves in the position of the hearings panel before you make this decision? Have you read the submissions? Have you heard the submissions? Nodding, but I doubt it.
I certainly have. Carry on.
Briefly about Restall Street Herwood Road crossing. I'm predominantly happy with the changes, but agree with what Anne Scott has just raised. If all the other crossings on the Northern Line, South Express and any other cycleways that have railway crossings need these same sophisticated crossings to prevent unnecessary deaths, then please go ahead with the design changes now. We don't want any further delays. Kiwi Rail has already slowed this process down unnecessarily. Please just go ahead and make the changes now. Thank you. I have to take questions.
Okay. Sam, Councillor McDonald.
Thank you, Fiona, for coming in and expressing your view. I mean, I guess you'll know the part of the road we're talking about, quite a vulnerable group of society, and as you referenced, the elected member or the mayor who's elected at large went and door knocked that street. Do you think it's appropriate we change the way we consult people so that everyone is concluded or included?
I think that everyone had the opportunity during the consultation process. And now we're just relitigating like we have for other sections. And it's always my corner of the city, funnily enough. Everyone has had their opportunity. Sure, people move, things change, Kainga Ora moves in. Everyone has had the opportunities to submit. Let's not go through it all again. We've wasted too much time already.
Right, but you didn't really answer my question in terms of consultation with people and the access for people that don't have easy access to the internet, for example. Which
they all had a letterbox drop, did they not?
As the mayor will talk about, I'm sure later, his experience of knocking on that street. They don't have the access or the privilege that a lot of other people have. Yeah.
But I'm sure that the people running the consultation put something in the letterbox.
Yeah, I was just asking for your view on that, but I can't get it, obviously.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Donovan.
I'm certainly always in favour of engaging people more widely. Do you think it's more appropriate to engage people through the formal consultation process? So would you then say, through that process, the advice would be take that learning forward and maybe look at door knocking as part of the process rather than doing it separately?
Yes, yeah.
No.
The original consultation, if it didn't garner enough input from the locals directly affected by right outside their door, then yes, they needed to do more. But I believe that they had the opportunity but chose not to engage.
Okay, Councillor Moore,
Thank you.
and that'll be the last one. Thanks.
Cool. I think there's always place for follow-up door knocking aside, but I disagree on some points made. But the support that the residents had for going to a shared path, do you believe if we went and door knocked again and told them it would cost an extra few $1 million, would there be the same level of support?
If you said that they're going to have to pay for that because we're not going to get anything from central government and it's going to be delayed by 11 months, yeah, I think it'll change.
Thank you.
Okay, that's enough questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Cody, who is going to talk to us on Zoom, please.